On the east coast of the Coromandel Peninsula, there's a beach where hot water springs bubble up through fissures in the earth. And when you dig into the golden sands, you can have your very own steaming mineral water filled spa. It was January 2020, somewhere between high tide and low, as we too joined the crowds, a microcosm of humanity digging holes in the sand. Sam dug measured holes, purposeful, deep, but not too wide, just enough to sit with legs outstretched. Others dug these vast and shallow expanses in which they lay at full length, oblivious, or perhaps just not caring that they had taken more than their fair share. New arrivals kept on coming, and as the pickings became slim, there was a sea change in the air. Welcoming smiles became wound just a little tighter, as shoulders became just a little squarer. And off to one side, voices were raised because someone had channeled water from someone else's pool. Sand was flying and waters diverted. A child began to cry, and what had once been so pleasant was not so much anymore. Then, just as boundaries were about to be crossed, Mother Nature, our great equalizer, sent a wave and washed everything away. We straightened our backs, rose to our feet, feeling slightly foolish, looking somewhat dazed. Sheepish smiles were exchanged, children consoled, and as we walked away, there was a lingering scent of something averted in the air. Little did we know that these were to be our halcyon days. For just a few short weeks later, what had started as inklings and whispers became clamoring bells, as a wave of a different sort, one born through the air, came and shrouded us all. This time, there would be no great equalizing. For Mother Nature made her extravagant gesture, then retreated and left us at the helm. And once again, it was as it has always been. Some were untouched. In fact, they prospered and thrived. Others tread water, barely staying afloat. Many, the vulnerable, the impoverished, were pulled under and drowned. This time, the holes we dug were internal, filled only with the well water of our beliefs. Denial, individual gratification, collective responsibility, blame. We drew our lines and chose our sides. Many put themselves in harm's way daily, their selflessness a true testament as they worked the front lines. Others failed all tests, but self-interest and ego, putting us all in harm's way. Some provided solutions using science and logic as their guiding lights. Others attempted coups, using false narratives and barefaced hate as their misguided lights. And now, as we mark the first year of an unwanted anniversary, an anniversary in which a virus wearing a crown stripped us of all pretensions and laid us bare on the ground. One spring has become two, and our world is still upended, and the waves keep on coming. There is some talk of the beginning of the end, that surely soon things will return to the way they once were. Someone asked me the other night what I had missed the most, and I wanted to say, nothing much. But how do you say that without sounding pompous and smug? So instead, I said international travel, and ended up sounding pompous and smug and privileged too. What I'd wanted to say was stop. Let us think for a minute. Why set our feet back on roads already traveled? This year, we have lived to the rhythm of offbeat clocks, no longer busy with just this and with that. Time has defied logic, and in minutes as long as days and days as short as seconds, forgotten pieces of us have returned as we remember what has true worth. A fear laps at me. The fear, the eyes that have been opened will close once again, and we will continue to carry forward the taints of the past. I don't want to go back to the systems unfit for their purpose, to the place where basic human needs are just profit-driven commodities, or to fiscal policies that pander to greed. No more one rule for the rich, another for the poor. I don't want to return to a landscape where the color of your skin or the gender of your body still makes you vulnerable to the violence of others. Let us stop adding new chapters to the same old, tired stories. We humans believe ourselves exceptional, and yet we're as common as the ground on which we stand. So, on this dazzling spring day, when the air is heavy with the perfume of renewal, oh, and pollen, I send out a wish that the waves of the future bring peace and equality, and that the ripples of abundance and grace may touch us all.